order. We have our first item is discussing regarding a memorandum of understanding between the City of Pflugerville and the Pflugerville Park Foundation. And wherever you want to start.
Yeah, I'll start it. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So I'm excited to introduce two folks that will be pretty familiar to you from their time on the Parks and Rec Commission, Jennifer Bridges and Scott Langer of the newly created Pflugerville Park Foundation. So in 2023, the Parks and Rec Commission formed a subcommittee to explore the possibility of starting a park foundation that would be dedicated to enhancing our Parks and Rec spaces in partnership with the city. In 2024, so earlier this year, 2 current and 2 former Park Commission members officially established the Pflugerville Park Foundation as a 501c3 and have been working diligently with city staff to establish a formal agreement with the city, which they're going to discuss today. So most Parks and Rec departments of about mid-sized to large-sized cities have foundations that assist them on projects and events throughout the year. And we think we're at that point in our growth where this is going to be incredibly beneficial for our department. So they'll be walking us through the details of the foundation's mission, vision, and MOU they've crafted with city support to support our park system. We'd love any feedback that you have. Our next steps are going to be to take this back to the Park Commission next week for them to approve after discussing the MOU with them last month, and then bring this back to you in 2 weeks for adoption. So Jennifer and Scott, take it away.
All right. Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you guys for having us. So this is our Pflugerville Parks Foundation board. So as you heard, I'm Jennifer Bridges. I'm the chair. I'm currently a commissioner on the Parks and Rec Commission, and I joined about 4 years ago.
My name is Scott Langer. I spent 7 years on the Parks and Rec board, and I was also a member of the Tree Care Advisory.
Our 2 other board members unfortunately couldn't be here today just because of conflicts, but we have Chelsea Burkett, who's also a current commissioner on the Parks and Rec Commission. She joined about 2 years ago. And then Raul Capetillo, he was a member of the Parks and Rec Commission for about 9 years. He also served on the Deutschenfest committee for 7 years, and then he was staff on Pflugerville Triathlon for 9 years. All right, so there are a lot of values to parks, some of which are parks help promote community cohesion, offering places for people to gather, promote public health and youth development, offering opportunities for physical activity, access to nature, and safe areas to play. Oh, did I do that? Oh. They also have environmental benefits by promoting biodiversity through providing habitat for various plants and wildlife, and then economic benefits to attracting visitors that can generate revenue for surrounding businesses and contribute to the local economy. Parks foundations also have a lot of value, including financial support and budget relief through raising funds to support park projects. They can take part in advocacy and awareness about the importance of parks and the promotion of healthy green spaces around the city. They can pursue partnerships and can collaborate with local businesses and organizations to foster more support for the park system and help enhance community well-being by focusing on creating accessible and inclusive spaces to serve the diverse needs of the community. So as Jeff said, a lot of the cities around us already have parks foundations, so this is just a few of them, just to kind of give you guys an idea. And they're all kind of at different stages, so like the Austin Parks Foundation has been around for 30 plus years and is very, very developed, whereas the Cedar Park is a relatively new one. The founding of the Pflugerville Parks Foundation, it started with a subcommittee from the Parks and Rec Commission. From there, we established our organization structure, including our bylaws. Then we applied for and received 501c3 status, and then we drafted our memorandum of understanding with the city. The purpose of the Pflugerville Parks Foundation is to cultivate a thriving and sustainable community by promoting the development and maintenance and accessibility of green spaces for all residents. Our mission is to enhance quality of life by fostering environmental stewardship through the creation of vibrant and inclusive parks, the promotion of sustainable practices, and the strategic planting of trees. By engaging the community, providing education, and fostering collaborative initiatives, we strive to create a lasting legacy of healthy, green, and accessible spaces that benefit current and future generations. Some of our starting goals, our plan is that we're going to form community partnerships and build a fundraising program. Then we want to promote a healthy environment through planting trees, native plants, and pollinator plants. We want to focus on riparian health, promote sustainable practices through community outreach and education programs, and then enhance green spaces and help make parks to be accessible for all by promoting inclusive park and playground infrastructure, benches and mindful places, planting trees and shading structures along trail systems, and then trail connectivity.
Jennifer, could you expand on riparian health?
Promoting the growth around like the creek bed and different things like that. So just that ecosystem, really, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
So our goats tend to be anti-riparian, but
Yeah, we might want to work around the goats.
They're very pro riparian. Just
Yes.
takes a little bit of time.
There you go. So our memorandum of understanding would establish the Pflugerville Foundation, Parks Foundation as an official fundraising partner for Pflugerville Parks and formalizes the framework for cooperation between the city and the foundation. It forms the partnership of PARD and PFPF to ensure projects funded by the foundation meet the vision of the Parks Department master plan. The roles of the city, so this comes straight out of the MOU, are essentially that the foundation would work with the director of PARD to identify projects targeted for fundraising efforts. The PARD director will evaluate proposed projects from the foundation for consistency with the master plan, budget priorities, and strategic objectives of PARD, and will decide whether to support an initiative by approving a project. Disbursement of funds exceeding $50,000 would be approved by the Pflugerville City Council. And then the PARD director or their designee will serve as an ex officio member of the PFPF board of directors and shall attend all meetings and activities, providing insight and expertise on matters relating to the parks and recreation initiatives within the city. These are some projects that surrounding Parks Foundations have done that have been a little bit like inspired some of our ideas. So in San Antonio, the Parks Foundation made a dog park. New Braunfels, they did an All Abilities Park, which would be amazing. That would be later down the line. And then McKinney Parks Foundation, planting trees for shading the trails. And then Austin Parks with the wildflower meadows. Our initial project, we've been working with the city forester, and we're hoping to help expand the city's Arbor Day celebration. Right now, we're talking about spreading wildflower seeds on undeveloped, unmowed parkland to promote natural environmental growth and pollinator-friendly habitat. We will have more projects as we develop our fundraising program more.
Can
Some
you tell us
future
a little bit about your fundraising program? What's your plan there?
So our main plan is to kind of introduce ourselves to the community. So we're hoping to have a presence at Deutschenfest and maybe some city events to kind of introduce ourselves to the community. We've set up our website and we have people can subscribe to a newsletter. So then we'll start putting together a newsletter and letting them know kind of the things that we're looking into. And then we have some potential partnerships we want to look into around the city to see if we can collaborate with local businesses and different things like that. So that's kind of our starting.
I'm hearing a publicity plan, but I'm not hearing a fundraising plan. Am I
That's what
missing
she.
something?
That's what she said. She said that initially the plan is to introduce themselves. Consequently, they'll build up to that aspect regarding fundraising, so people are cognizant of them being in the city, what they're doing, how they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, we
But-
just figure we'll have more luck
Yeah.
if people actually know who we are.
I think, David, you were looking for mechanisms for fundraising versus just PR, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to be hosting a 5K? Are you going to be, selling naming rights to the All Abilities Park? Anything like that, or it's all up in the air right now?
Eventually, we'd love to do stuff like that. We're kind of in the beginning stages where, because we haven't started fundraising, it's hard to do projects. So we're kind of at that kind of crossroads where,
Cart and horse.
yeah, exactly. So that's why our initial project with the spreading the seeds and helping with the Arbor Day celebrations, it's kind of a low hanging, starter just to kind of
Sure.
get us out there in the community.
Have you thought of going to, for example, this fall we have football games, soccer games, baseball, and other some aspects, just to introduce yourselves to some people in the communities from there, because those I would say there's natural inclination with folks who are out there for that, not only to enjoy nature but also actually love the beautification of different aspects from it.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea. I don't think we've talked about sporting events at all, so no, that's a really good idea. Yeah.
I think you were onto something there, Rudy. I mean, those people are out there destroying the grass, and they need to have the
hey,
grass
wait a minute,
rebuilt.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
these guys are a natural partner for rebuilding the grass.
I love it.
Yeah. So some future projects that we're hoping to help out with are potentially poured-in-place rubber surfacing, entry to playgrounds to make them more accessible, benches along trail sides, trail wayfinding signage, and then solar trail lighting, which doesn't require any utility hookups.
Love that idea.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
Thank you. All right.
Well, here's an idea for your benches, just as things are coming to my mind, is that I know we put up some memorial benches throughout the park, well, at least a couple. I don't know if we have that many, but at least a couple. And so that's kind of an avenue there for individuals who've been in the feel of nature and parks and so forth, that just making that aware that there's a possibility or an option to have a memorial bench placed in the parks and
That's a good
in their memory, So.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And they're not cheap.
Yeah.
I had another question. Well, this question may not really be related to parks, but it might be, because, again, as you were going through the slides, I was touching on ages and generations and so forth, and I was thinking about the senior community and how we could get the senior community involved in some park initiatives, and either as involved with or taking advantage of, because, as you know, senior citizens need somewhere to go, and if they can enjoy the parks or be part of developing our park system, that would be great.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And because one of our main focuses is to create an atmosphere that's for the entire community, like having senior focused and different focuses, I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
You have me thinking. I still call it back home for Caesar and I, Highland Park. I think Doug brought up the other day. But you think about the different age groups that interacted. That was one of the things I really loved about the neighborhood, is that the seniors and the youth and the other aspects, and you loved everyone walking around rails. And I thought about some of the benches over there. That's a really good point about the seniors and having that interaction and folks be able to work together on those things. So, yeah.
Now, you
that's
have
good.
a number of target audiences out there that you can play to.
I think from our perspective, from the Parks Department's perspective, is this is a great way for people to really get involved past just, talking to park staff and maybe being a part of a master plan process or something like that. This is a tangible way for them to get involved throughout the duration of a process. If they're working on us with a project, they can kind of see that from the start to the finish.
So earlier I heard this was initiated as a subcommittee of the Parks and Recreation Board. Are you still members of that as well, or?
I am still currently a commissioner. We no longer have a subcommittee though.
Okay.
Yeah. Once we really started going with it, we didn't
Okay.
think there was a need. Yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned that there are a number of other cities, and you showed 4 in particular. Do you have any idea what the budgets or the contributions of those different park nonprofits are to the park systems in those cities? You saw Cedar Park, New Braunfels, Austin, and San Antonio. So those are a pretty broad range of sizes.
I do not know. I know that Austin does get quite a bit of donations in every year, so I assume that their contribution is quite large. Whereas Cedar Park, I know, is newer, so I would assume it's much smaller, but I don't have exact numbers. Do you know? No. Yeah.
Not exact numbers.
Ballpark?
Yeah.
No?
I know that Austin Parks Foundation gets proceeds from ACL, so I mean, they get an enormous
And
amount.
I
Of
think
Yeah,
also the
but
trail
that's-
lights.
yeah.
That just goes into replanting.
Yeah,
grass
that's
and filter, right?
you know how
Oh,
that.
I got you. Yeah, I know where you're going. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the
Yeah.
reason they get it from ACL is
Yeah.
because
That was part of the
destroys
Faustine
park.
bargain.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And
Yeah,
I think something that we've talked about throughout this process is making sure that we compare apples to apples. So Austin Parks Foundation, not only is it a larger system, but they've also been around since the early 90s. New Braunfels Park Foundation, actually their parks director came and talked to the Park Commission last year to kind of discuss what that process was like for them, because I think they're doing a lot of similar things to
I
what
think I
our Park
sat in on
Foundation
that
would like to
meeting,
do.
if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
So we can get some of those numbers and provide that to you as well. But I think again, Cedar Park, New Braunfels, the Friends of Georgetown Parks does some really great things too. They're a little bit ahead of where we are, but in terms of size of city, they're very similar. So we'll try to compare what they've done to what the Park Foundation here.
Yeah,
is looking to do.
those three seem comparable size. I guess they're all actually smaller than Pflugerville in terms of population, aren't they?
New Braunfels may be the only one that's larger.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Cedar Park may be bigger.
They're about the same.
Okay.
So I know we've got the Friends of the Library, we got Friends of the Animal Shelter. I think the library does memberships. I don't think the Friends of the Animal Shelter does memberships. But do you see this as like a membership type organization? Or are you expecting to have, different levels of belonging to the Parks Foundation?
I'll take that one.
Yep.
So yes, we would like to have sponsorship levels for individuals and businesses, and yes, maybe some naming rights, but that would involve the city.
Yep.
So can't really give away something we don't have.
Right.
Okay. If you're looking for some competitive advantage over Cedar Park, I suggest you talk to Chief O'Malley.
He was very adamant about that this morning, wasn't he?
All right, any other questions?
That was a joke for fun.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Super
But
excited
it was
for
a
you to be
funny
here.
joke.
Thank you.
Inside, but right over the plate.
Our next items are executive session. 2B, executive session consultation with attorney pursuant to Chapter 551.071 of the Texas Government Code regarding placemaker development. 2C, consultation with legal counsel pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code for discussion regarding David Rogers et al. Versus Travis County Emergency Services number 17. 2D, deliberations pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code to discuss sale, purchase, or lease of real property, Project Greenfield. 2E, deliberation regarding real property pursuant to Chapter 551.072 of Texas Government Code regarding purchase, exchange, lease, and/or value of real property related to real estate proposal for downtown East. We are in executive session at 6:18.
We'll get out.
For general public comment.
Okay. We're back from executive session at 7 p.m. No action was taken. Work session is adjourned. I'd like to call to order the regular city council meeting at 7 o'clock this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, if you will join me in the U.S. and Texas pledge and remain standing for a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. You may be seated. Our next item is public comment. In accordance with the Texas Attorney General's opinion, any public comment that is made on an item that is not on the published final agenda will only be heard by the City Council. No formal action, discussion, deliberation, or comment will be made by the City Council. Each person providing public comment will be limited to 3 minutes. I do have one individual, Mr. Robert.
Thank you. Dear City Council, first of all, thank you for all the time you've put in. It takes a lot of time to be on the council, and I appreciate that. My name is Robert Van de Geyn. We have lived 2 blocks south of Pecan Street in the H.H. Pfluger and Olga Weiss house since 1987. It's one of the historic homes. What I'm going to be talking about is noise problems on Pecan Street in the what might be considered the entertainment district. In May 2023, you considered the change of use permit for business on Pecan Street. Despite concern from the neighborhood, this was approved without special requirements on the business. At the time, we made the following recommendations so as to reduce negative impact from entertainment venues in that part of our town. Now, I'm going to go through this quickly. I could spend my full 3 minutes, but let's try to hurry it up. One had to do with noise mitigation, where since some of these venues are within 200 feet of residential properties, that's the noise level would be reduced. Nothing was required of this new business, even though that particular individual offered to do so. We proposed noise monitoring so that we as neighbors don't have to call the police all the time, and that instead simply an alarm would go off if things are a little high. Perhaps the proprietor could be informed, and then the problem would go away. No such noise monitoring has been put in place. There are concerns about parking because these streets coming south from Pecan don't have sidewalks. If cars are parked on both sides, one has to walk on the street. Plus, often there's only one chicken lane left for traffic to go through. We recommend that something be done about that. No steps have been taken. We suggested that in those kinds of areas sidewalks be installed. No sidewalks have been installed. We suggested that signage be put up so that people would understand where the residential neighborhood would start, so that they could show some respect for people who live there. No signage has been placed. There was concern about bring your own, I never know what BYOB stands for. Is that B for booze, beer, whatever? There was a concern about this particular establishment allowing bring your own beer, I guess, or booze or bottle. Or in particular because that takes away a lot of the responsibility from that business for the behavior of their patrons. No restrictions were put on any such businesses. We suggested that the establishments establish a certain standard of behavior for their patrons. Experience tells us that that didn't happen because we were having to report noise all the time. And anyway, we would just like to remind you that there are businesses and there are residential areas. They're very close together, and the city needs to do something. Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Our next items are proclamations, and I believe I have 4 of them.
Okay.
This evening, I have the pleasure of delivering 4 proclamations. The first one is a proclamation declaring September 15th through the 21st, 2024 as Forensic Science Week in the city of Pflugerville. Forensic science plays a crucial role in the criminal justice system by applying scientific principles to solve crimes and uphold justice. They use their expertise in various disciplines, including biology, chemistry, and digital analysis to aid law enforcement agencies in investigating and solving crimes. The advancement of forensic science and the education of professionals in the field contribute to the safety and well-being of our communities. We recognize the dedication and achievements of the forensic scientists and appreciate their vital contributions. This evening I have our Pflugerville crime scene here to accept this particular proclamation. Just a reminder, be careful where you leave your fingerprints. They'll catch you. Hispanic Heritage Month is an official celebration of American citizens whose ancestry can be traced back to Spain, Mexico, Central and South America, and the Caribbean. The recognition that started as a week-long celebration in 1968, 20 years later expanded to dedicate a month recognizing the generations of Hispanic Americans. Hispanic Heritage Month creates a greater awareness of Hispanic contributions to the American culture, illustrates the diversity of the Hispanic community, and encourages a greater curiosity within young people about the rich flavor and cultural heritage of Hispanics. This afternoon I have the pleasure of invited, and they agreed to come and receive this proclamation. The Harmony High School Hispanic Honor Society officers are here to accept that. And I haven't met you before, so if you'll step forward.
Goodies, so if you guys want to give them to them real quick before we take the photo.
Oh, awesome.
There was one on the one that yeah, one on the interview. Oh, y'all are so good. Do that one, and then the mayor. Thank you.
I went actually. I'll get it right now.
He's got one. He's got one. He's got one. Okay, we'll do 2.
I think she wants to take a picture of it on the dice.
Perfect. Nobody move. All right, on three. 1, 2. All right, hold on. One more. Nobody move. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
This is the last one.
Okay. Well, guess what's coming up? National Night Out. National Night Out provides a unique opportunity for Pflugerville to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police and community crime prevention efforts. The citizens of Pflugerville are among the many participants of National Night Out and play a vital role in assisting the Pflugerville Police Department in joint crime, drug, and violence prevention in our city. It is important that all citizens of Pflugerville be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and the impact that their participation can have on reducing crime, drugs, and violence in Pflugerville. I proclaim October 1st, 2024 as a National Night Out in the city of Pflugerville, and we have police officers here to accept this proclamation.
By the way, this is the cream of the crop here.
100%.
I was gonna say free advertising.
You should just. It's amazing. They could do it. I'm trying to tell me math. He's I've never, you know what? Meaning to watch. You should. Yes. I have to turn away.
Good man.
Let's just skip over the part where you
I do too. You got 2 bags.
Let's skip over the part that anyone.
Trista, you may read the consent agenda.
Yeah.
All right, anybody wishing to pull anything?
5D is in David.
5D as in David.
Oh, we see what's going
Is that a real number?
We see what's going on.
I'm gonna pull 5J as a jump.
Kidding. Okay, just 5D?
Yeah.
Thank you. Trista?
So items 5, C, D, and E are all connected. So I'm going to pull all of them so that
You can't fail one and then not.
Okay.
Is this the Musk?
Well, yeah,
We're gonna
you
Must
go
go
till 9
go a little
o'clock.
haywire.
What does Jim have against football field and lights?
I don't know.
All right.
So items 5C, 5D, and 5E are pulled from the consent agenda. 5A is approving an ordinance on second reading with a caption reading an ordinance of the City of Pflugerville approving the 2024 Annual Service and Assessment Plan Update and 2024 Assessment Roll for the Martin Tract Public Improvement District in accordance with Chapter 372 Texas Local Government Code as amended, marking various findings and provisions related to the subject and providing for an effective date. Again, items 5C, 5D, and 5E have been removed.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and second to approve consent agenda.
I don't think I've ever pulled so many items before.
I'm blaming Obama.
Trista?
There it is.
There it is.
I thought she was trying to prank us too.
Okay, motion carried. All right, our next item is public hearing and ordinances. 6A, conduct a public hearing to consider amending the Community Development Block Grants CDBG action plans for program years 2022 and 2023. Jeremy.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So this item is a public hearing to be able to receive the public's feedback on our proposed amended action plans for 2022 and 2023. We've talked about this historically, and at our last meeting, we brought forward to open up the public comment period, which began at that last meeting on the 27th, and it'll extend until September 27th. Essentially, what we're looking to do is make adjustments to reallocate funds from our from our youth scholarship program, as well as our workforce solution program for both of those years, the 2022 and the 2023, and reallocate it towards our streetlight project for the 22 and to Parkway Drive design and construction for both 22 and 23. We included in the 22 the opportunity for that alternative in the event that we don't need all of it for streetlights. So that's what tonight is. It's a public hearing to be able to receive the feedback. We'll be back to council in October with the consideration after going to Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay.
So at that point, just welcome feedback.
Is there anybody in the public wishing to make comment or provide feedback? Council, you have comments?
I think this is smart, and I really do appreciate you going above and beyond, trying to make sure all the ideas and concepts as applied to the CDBG grants funds are being used. Good.
Exactly.
Very excited that we're able to fully utilize these funds for the benefit of our community. I'll move to close the public hearing.
Second.
A motion, and a second to close the public hearing. Okay, motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item is discuss and consider action regarding the Texas Municipal League Board of Directors election for Region 10. We have three nominees: Dr. Christopher Harvey, Mayor of Manor; Jimmy Jenkins, Councilmember Smithville; and Nicole Thompson, Mayor Pro Tem of Leander. So do we all have to vote for one, or can we vote differently?
How does this work? Yeah.
If someone wants to make a nomination for one and vote on one, that'd be great.
I'd like to nominate Mayor Hardy.
I'll second that motion.
Mayor who?
Harvey.
Mayor Harvey from Manor.
Manor.
Chris.
So does he get 5 votes or 1 vote? Or 7 votes or 1 vote?
Yeah, what is he? Does it count as the city of
So it's
You
a
get
council's
to-
vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put in one, so 4 wins this one.
Yeah.
He's the PhD, right? The doctor?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's
Okay.
the one who's also at Manor ISD.
Okay.
Those are 3 good candidates, honestly.
I know.
I know all
They're
three
all-
of
they're
these
all-
candidates, and they're
Yeah.
all incredibly strong candidates.
Agreed.
We have it.
David
read my
Reese.
mind.
Okay.
Briefly, the motion failed.
Motion fails. Motion to approve Nicole Thompson.
Second.
Motion carried. All right. Thank you. 7B, discuss and consider action regarding the Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Risk Pool Board of Trustees. Council discussion, take action. Staff recommendation is to reappoint the incumbents. I make a motion to reappoint the incumbents.
I'm gonna
Second.
Serena's leading the blind over here.
Unlike the other one, I'm not sure I know any of these.
Yeah, that's
folks,
what
so-
I was looking too. I was like, who are these people? Oh, her fellow city managers. We know how they roll.
Right?
Okay, motion carried. Thank you. All right, 7C. We've already done that one, right?
Motion to approve.
Well, no. No, we don't do that one. We need to go back into executive
We
session.
do, yeah, did you want to, yeah, we'll take action after the executive session.
Yeah, okay, so we're back in executive session on 7E, discussion,
Oh, it's a discussion. Okay.
oh, that's right, we did 7E, yeah. 7F, discussion regarding purchase, exchange, lease, and/or value of real property related to real estate proposal for Project Greenfield. 7G, discussion or deliberation on real property pursuant to Chapter 551.072 of the Texas Government Code regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, and/or value of real property related to real estate proposal for downtown East. We are in executive session at 7:20 again.
Hello? Lines are open.
Sorry.
No, we don't need to
Okay,
make
right.
a decision.
Okay, just on the
Yes, sir.
7E.
7E.
Okay.
What?
Okay, we're back from executive session. No action was taken. We have one item, 7E, that was an executive session. That's also open session item regarding the David Rogers et al. Versus Travis County Emergency Services District Number 17.
Mayor, I make a motion to settle David Rogers et al. Versus Travis County ESD number 17 et al.
Second.
A motion, a second to settle on 7E. Uh-oh.
No, they're right. It sound like Dragnet or something.
All right. Motion carried. Almost. Well, it did. Trista, we have, what items do we have open?
Yes, items 5C, 5D, and 5E. I can
Fuel.
open them all
Please
together
do.
if we'd like. Item 5C is approving a construction contract with G. Hyatt Construction, Inc. in the amount of $8,901,547 for the construction of the 1849 Park Phase 2 project associated with Proposition B of the 2020 General Obligation Bond Parks and Recreation Projects and authorizing the city manager to execute the same. 5D is approving a resolution authorizing the city of Pflugerville, Texas request for athletic field lighting at 1849 Park located at 16430 Cameron Road. 5E is approving the purchase of lighting from Musco Sports Lighting LLC in the amount of $998,700 for 1849 Park associated with the 2020 General Obligation Bond Parks project and authorizing the city manager to execute the same.
So I've got one simple question. I'm not
Sure.
against footballs fields. I was going through the packet and I didn't see anything talking about the lighting being LED lighting. That's power consumption and efficiency is a huge thing that I kind of keep beating up. Will they be LED lighting?
Yes,
Motion to approve.
thank you.
Second.
Second.
And for clarification, approving all three items.
All three, yes.
As presented.
All 23.
Look at you.
I've never pulled so many items in my life.
I disagree.
Gotta look for those little strings.
That is hard to believe.
I'm gonna have to get back to you on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring it back next time.
Okay, motion carried. Motions carried. Whatever. Items carried, okay. Thank you very much. Having no other items, we're adjourned.
Congratulations, Pflugerville Little League Football. We got lights.